Hi all. Today's lesson is on Another Day. I think one of Paul's first solo singles. Kind of surprised that I got so many requests for a lesson on it. But then again, it's not sort of intuitive like your typical sort of Beatles song. So at any rate, what we'll do is we'll go through it section by section. I'll play along with it a little bit, then I'll stop it. We'll see what he's doing, then move on to the next part. So for this, I'm just going to start with the first verse. So hang tight, we'll explain it right when it's over. Okay. Pretty straightforward so far. You're in G. And if you normally play your G like that, that's fine. In this case, I'm playing it like this with these fingers because we're going to go to C later on, and it's just easy to do it. But it's okay to do this too. The main thing when you're playing the G is let the B string ring open. I usually play my G's like this and cover that B string at the 3rd fret to hit the D note. And in fact, I usually don't cover the A string at all. I mute it with the pad of my middle finger. Play it like that, but in this case you want to play all of it. Just leave that B string open. So it's G, B7, and if you don't know what these chords are, you probably should learn them and then come back to this lesson later, because I'm not going to really go through what a B7 is. G, B7, E minor, A minor, just a D7. And that's it so far. G, B7, E minor, A, D7. And for the next part, it's going to go C, G, C, G. Okay, so that is a C. Leave the high E string covered at the 3rd fret when you play the C. C, G, C, G. Living in the pocket of her A. And it's really an A5. I play just the A, D, and G strings, even though you're kind of fingering the whole A chord. Just do those 3. And it kind of builds in intensity as he's doing it. So it's A, E string at the 3rd fret, walk it down to the 2nd fret, then open E. It's just another day. So that's. So now this second verse is going to start a lot like the first one. Okay, that's pretty much the same. G, B7, E minor, A minor. It's just another D7 day. And instead of going still in this thing, instead of doing that, he goes do, 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 do. So he's at that C. I don't know what that is, but you're walking down the C, A string at the 2nd fret, and B string at the 1st fret. To A minor, just another day. Back to that A minor to D7, another day. Just another day. And then it's E. Yeah, can't go that high. Just another day. Okay, so it's just another day. Second time through it's E. We'll get into this other part. Actually, let's do that little part. Do, 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 do. that's G, then E at the 2nd fret, and that's it. Just pick up those little arpeggio. First 4 strings. E minor. So that's open E, 3rd fret E, open A, 2nd fret A, 2nd fret D. So sad. And E minor, so sad. And I don't know what that is, but it's like a C, except no index finger, or yeah, no pointer finger. So you're just doing the E strings, the D string on that E note. The D string at the 2nd fret stays covered for this whole little part. E minor, then up 1 fret. You're really just doing this. On the A string, while this stays covered the whole time, the D string at the 2nd fret. So it's kind of like that Secret Agent Man kind of thing, except you're doing it up on these strings. So sad. Sometimes. And you can strum the full chord when you do that. So sad. All alone in LA. I don't know the word. Again, that's just 4th fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the D string. Those are the only ones you cover. And then that same kind of, except this time when you do it, instead of, there's an extra open a D note in there. E, A minor. Standard. That's a D. I don't know what that is, but you're walking up on the G string, just like this one. This is the same thing on D, kind of. Remember, you're just playing these 3 strings: the D, G, and B string. Forget that E string. Just those 3. Don't play that open E like I just did. Or walk up that G string while you're still covering the B string at the 3rd. And he leaves B7 the next day. E minor. So sad. Back to that same thing on that E minor riff. Sometimes it feels so sad. Every day. Alright, so we're gonna go through. We'll play through that part now. So sad. So then it starts back over at the top of the song. I think it actually goes through the entire sequence again, and the only thing that's different is at the very end. It's just another day. F, C, and ends on a G. And that's all the parts. There actually are quite a few little different parts to it, but if you break it down into little pieces, it's not any grand mystery to it. There's just it's more like a George Harrison chord progression than a Paul progression. G to B7, E minor, and then this D thing. That's kind of a George-ish thing, but it's a cool one to sit around and strum on the couch. Good luck with that one. If any of those parts aren't clear, just send me a message through my channel. Good luck.